As the synapsid reptiles evolved into mammals through the transitional stages of pelycosaurs, therapsids, and cynodonts, a number of changes were made to the shoulder and arm. So, the clitorum was reduced to a very thin bone in the early pelycosaurs and had become vestigial by the sphenacodont pelycosaurs. The therapsids developed an acromion process. In advanced cynodonts, the glenoid cavity became more open, and the coracoid bones were reduced. The synapsid reptiles had evolved a second coracoid bone, and it's this structure which is retained as the coracoid process in the scapula of mammals. The clavicle was attached to the acromion in the therapsids, and more movement was permitted at the shoulder. The first mammals and the two egg-laying mammals alive today, this echidna and the duck-billed platypus, still possess a primitive reptilian shoulder in that they still retain both coracoid bones and the interclavicle, and the scapula lacks a spine and a supraspinous fossa. While the early synapsids evolved stronger limbs with more muscle attachments, their limbs were still sprawled out to the sides of their body as seen in reptiles, and thus very reptilian in their features. Therapsid reptiles evolved new types of locomotion, and their limbs were held more erect, although their arms were still semi-sprawling out to the sides. By the cynodont reptiles, the limbs were much longer and thinner as they had been earlier, and the arms were held under the body in an erect posture rather than sprawling out to the sides. During the therapsid and cynodont lineages, modifications were made to the hand so that the phalanges were shorter, the hand was more symmetrical, the hand was held facing forward, the number of carpal elements was reduced, and by the time of the cynodonts, there were 8 carpal bones as in mammals, and the number of phalanges in the 3rd and 4th digits were reduced, so that by the time of the intermediate cynodonts, there were 3 phalanges in each of these digits, as in mammals today.